Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new Nike Tiempo Legend 6 in the latest Dark Lightning Pack colorway. Now inside the box they do include a string bag to go along with the shoes themselves. The string bag obviously does have matching colors to the shoes, so black for the main string bag, hyper orange Tiempo branding there on the front, and then Volt yellow strings on the bag. Of course, along with all that, you get the shoes themselves in this new Dark Lightning Pack colorway, which of course we're going to take a detailed look at in today's video. We're going to go over the details of the colorway, talk tech specs, performance features, take a look at the weight of the shoe, as well as how these things fit and feel on feet. So if you are interested in learning more, please stick around and watch the entire video. If you're interested in a pair of these for yourself, there'll be a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the very first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find Buy It Now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $210 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, a little pop-up on screen, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now, being part of the Dark Lightning Pack and being a Tiempo especially, whenever Nike releases a new colorway pack, the Tiempo always tends to look a little bit more simple, just because it's a more straightforward design. You don't have any patterns printed across the leather part of the upper, which is the majority of the shoe. So it does look, I don't want to say out of place, but it can look out of place in comparison to the other shoes in the line when you're talking about a colorway pack. With this shoe though, I wasn't crazy about the initial just look of the shoe in kind of press release pictures, but in person, I actually quite like them. You have black for the majority of the upper, as you're going to find across the entire Dark Lightning Pack. Black for the leather, black for the laces, and black for the front half of the sole plate. White Nike swoosh on either side. You have your Volt yellow accent in the Nike on the tongue, the inside pinstripe, the Tiempo branding on the back, as well as your ACC logo. And then you have what's called hyper orange for the heel area on the upper, as well as the heel area on the sole plate, with Volt accents in the Nike swoosh on one shoe and the Tiempo branding on the other. The one thing to say about this hyper orange color is that unlike previous iterations of hyper orange, this does have more of a pinkish tinge to it. This to me almost looks like Nike's bright mango color, for those that are familiar with that. So just keep that in mind. It's not like a super bright orange in that it's very orange. This does have almost more of a pinkish tinge to it. But nonetheless, I think the combination of this hyper orange and the Volt yellow with the black and white simplicity of the rest of the shoe actually looks quite good. It's fairly low profile, but you get that little bit of pop mainly on the medial side, and especially when you're running, revealing that brighter orange color on the base of the sole. So overall, I like these a lot more in person than I was expecting, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. Performance-wise, I think the Legend 6 is one of the best leather shoes out there at the moment. For those that regularly watch my channel, you know that it's my personal favorite shoe. It has been pretty much for the entire year. I have a video, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, where I kind of explain my reasoning as to why this is my personal favorite, so you can go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen it already. In this video though, we're going to go over the basic tech specs of what you should know if you're interested in a pair of these, and I'll also leave a little pop-up on screen to my playtest video if you want to learn a little bit more, or you just want to see the shoes in action. So be sure to go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen that one. So with this shoe, you're getting a majority kangaroo leather upper, and the quality of the kangaroo leather is quite good. It spans from the curvature here on the Nike swoosh on the lateral side, runs through the midfoot, forefoot, and toe box area, and then cuts off at this point right here. Pretty easy to see on this color, being that you have some pretty significant contrast between black and bright orange. So the entire black area, aside from the tongue, is soft kangaroo leather. Now the leather itself is not too thick, it's not too thin, it doesn't really have a bulky sensation on your foot. And what's interesting is that there's very minimal stitching on the shoe. You have this kind of chevron pattern in two places through the forefoot, and that's about it. What's very noticeable though is the pattern underneath the leather. That is actually an internal support structure. So what you're going to find is that sits directly underneath the leather and then over top of the inside liner. And this really does its part in terms of adding structure to the upper without taking away from the softness, flexibility, and just natural sensation of a soft leather shoe. So you're going to put these on. You will notice that they fit a little bit tighter than the average leather boot, mainly because of this one-piece structure, which also plays a part in terms of the responsiveness of the upper. But you'll tie the laces tight, and you'll notice that the shoe, like I said, feels feels pretty normal as far as leather shoes go, but once you start moving around, making quick cuts and change of direction, you notice that your foot stays in place quite nicely. There's not a lot of rollover, there's not a lot of movement, and a lot of that is due to this internal support structure that, like I said, provides lots of structure without taking away or adding stiffness to the shoe. It doesn't take away from the softness of the upper, which is really, really important when it comes to an internal structure. A lot of people compared this when it initially came out to the last variation of the Adidas 11 Pro, and while that had a similar effect in terms of adding responsiveness to the upper, it did take away from the softness of the leather, which you don't necessarily get from this shoe. You kind of get the best of both worlds if you understand what I'm explaining. So leather for the majority of the upper. From those seams back, it is synthetic, but it's at a part of the foot that's not super noticeable in terms of touch on the ball. ACC, all conditions control, acts as your wet control element as well, something you'll get on all the top end models from Nike. And then you do have a one-piece structure as well. So the two sides of the leather upper are attached via this synthetic kind of memory foam insert running through the middle. I mean, it's attached for the bottom 4 lace positions and then kind of completely independent towards the top. And this, again, really does its part in terms of giving the shoe a nice, secure, kind of tighter, more modern fit profile in comparison to something more old school traditional leather that you might expect from something like this. So again, you put these on, they don't necessarily feel like the average leather shoe. It has a tighter, more structured, kind of closer to the foot wrap than you might expect, but once broken in, very, very comfortable, no complaints there whatsoever. And because of the one-piece design, this isn't leather, of course, but it's a very similar thickness to the rest of the upper. You don't have any overlapping materials, and you just get a very consistent touch across the entire foot, which I really like about this particular one-piece design. Internal plastic heel counter, and of course, this is still the only low-end model, or the only top end line from Nike that is still 100% low cut. I might have said low end before, I meant to say low cut. So pretty standard cut in the heel, smooth synthetic leather liner in the heel area. The insole fully removable. It features a mesh liner on top. This really, really soft material. And then it's just a yellow foam with the blue Poron foam insert in the heel and forefoot area. Pretty significant amount of underfoot cushioning, a really good insole overall. And it's nice that it's fully removable as well. And then moving on to the sole plate, it's a standard TPU plastic construction, very, very flexible, more so than any other Nike model out of the box. And you get the Tiempo stud pattern, which is, this is the firm ground variation, bladed studs in the heel, conical studs in the forefoot, and then bladed studs running through the middle. Pretty straightforward in terms of performance. It does look pretty average just in terms of the layout, but the studs themselves are fairly long and aggressive in the forefoot area and have a fairly narrow profile, so they actually dig into the ground and provide more aggressive traction than you might expect, and also because of their rounded shape, you still get that freedom to twist and pivot. So while the stud pattern might look kind of unexceptional, we've seen this from the Tiempo line almost from when it started. They've made minor tweaks, but for the most part, it's remained the same. It does actually perform quite well on firm natural grass, and most people who have used it really don't have any issues with it. So I think for the vast majority of people, you're unlikely to have any issues in regards to traction. In terms of weight, the Legend 6 isn't an overly lightweight shoe, but they certainly aren't heavy either. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna weigh them for you today in real time using this scale. Keep in mind, this is a brand new pair in a size 9.5 US. Gonna throw them on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 8.8 ounces, the equivalent of 250 grams. So again, still in the 8-ounce range, just below 9 ounces though, so not the lightest thing in the world. For comparison's sake, that's pretty much the same weight as a pair of Adidas A17 Plus Pure Controls. Again, not the lightest shoe around, but a shoe that a lot of people are really into, not necessarily because of the weight, but more so because of the design. And that's really where I think the Legend 6 has its appeal as well. It's not a shoe that if you're into really light shoes, you're probably going to want, but if you do want a good quality leather shoe that's soft, comfortable, and also has that kind of modern innovation, and that it does have kind of a more modern tight fit, and is also quite responsive for a leather style shoe, then I really think that the Legend 6 is something that you're very much going to like. All right, so here is a look at the Legends on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock black laces that come with the shoes, and on my right foot, I have a pair of neon yellow with black dots premium SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description that'll take you directly there. So if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check that out. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, they're pretty comfortable shoes out of the box. Kangaroo leather is nice and soft. The shoe does have a tighter fit in comparison to other kind of more traditionally styled leather shoes, mainly because of the one-piece design. It just makes the enclosure a little bit less open. So like I said, it does have a tighter fit, but will stretch out over time as you wear them in, as pretty much any leather shoe will. And what's interesting is you do get a lot of extra structure from that internal support cage, but you don't really feel it when the shoe is on your foot, which, like I said, is kind of the main reason why I really like it on this particular shoe. Fit in the heel, being that it is low cut, pretty standard, no issues with heel slippage. And again, just like a leather shoe, it takes some time to break them in. They'll soften up, they'll form to the shape of your foot, and it's gonna get more comfortable the more that you wear them. That's basically the gist of most leather shoes. These are no different. As far as width is concerned, this is probably gonna be the widest model on offer from Nike after it is broken in, just because you will get some stretch out of the leather upper. So they will be suitable for most people. It's not the widest leather shoe out there. So if you have really wide feet, perhaps there are better options. But like I said, these will fit most people pretty well once they are broken in. And as far as the sizing is concerned, they run about a half size small, like the Magista line. So instead of wearing my usual size 9 US, I bumped it up to a 9.5, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going a half size up in order to achieve the best possible fit. Alright guys, that is it for my review of the Dark Lightning Pack Nike Tiempo Legend 6. If you guys are interested in a pair of these for yourself, you can either click the first link down below or the little eye in the corner of the screen. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $210 retail price. If you have any questions regarding this shoe, leave them down below in the comments, and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support the video with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.